at any home off the narrow streets of the Muslim quarter and they will offer you coffee practically before they ask you why you're there. So many people here think that you cannot have a civilized conversation without coffee. Black, a bit sweet, with a touch of spice. I hated coffee when I first came to the Middle East years ago, but you had to drink it. No coffee, no conversation. We had come to call on Walid Kutani and his wife in the Muslim quarter. They are one of the oldest families in Jerusalem. We simply asked what the city meant to them, and it came pouring out.
For us, we are like fish in the sea. Outside Jerusalem, we die. Jerusalem is our spirit. It's our soul.
A neighbor, Ali Klebo, translated for us.
People in Jerusalem are good, infinitely good. There's so much goodness here. We are all one family. There's a tenderness in Jerusalem.
The Kutani family has been here for 8 centuries.
They came to protect as custodians to the holy sites.
Ali Klebo's family came here 1,300 years ago with the Muslim conquest.
What they did, they will give the Friday sermons. They maintained the Dome of the Rock. Some families would have the honor of cleaning the floors outside it.
Palestinian families are always pulling out old deeds to their homes because the technicalities of ownership in the old city have become very important. From almost any roof, you can see what the Muslims fear. The Israeli flags represent places where Jewish groups, most all of them zealous nationalists, have managed to gain a foothold by moving into houses in this Muslim part of town. Down on the streets, Israeli border guards back up the Jewish settlers. There is tension and sometimes confrontation between them and their Palestinian neighbors.
We're afraid every time this is our last year in Jerusalem, and they might throw us away. And we're afraid that as we live here, it's running away from us, the city. We're losing it.
Most of the people Walid Kutani grew up with have moved out of the old city. Now he cannot tell what even the next year will bring. Trying to talk about it makes him cry.
Every Palestinian feels Jerusalem is his. But then there is us, who live in the old city, who cry at the idea that it will not be ours. It will not be ours because when we walk in the streets, it will not be the people we love that are in it. It's the people, not the faces we know. And it's not the feelings we have now for each other.
This old city, Mrs. Kutani says, is my soul. If I lose this old city, then I will die. God forbid, don't say such things, says Ali Klebo's mother. Jerusalem will stay for us and our children and grandchildren because God is stronger than anyone. When you come upon the Jewish quarter, you notice how modern it is. It climbs a hillside overlooking the Western Wall. The Israelis rebuilt this neighborhood after they won the old city from the Jordanians in the 1967 Arab-Israeli War. Only about 2,000 Jews live here in the old city, but those who do are intensely proud of the new Jerusalem they are helping to build. 2,000 years ago, this was the neighborhood of the Jewish high priests. In the 70th year after Jesus was born, the city was destroyed by the Romans. And those Jews who were not killed were sent into exile. Today, when Jews talk about returning to Jerusalem, it is always about returning home.
Jerusalem means so much to the Jewish people. To us, history is different from most other people, I find. It's not so much stories that are written down, but memories that are handed down from generation to generation.
20 years ago, when Theo Siebenberg said he wanted to excavate for history, beneath his house here, the Israeli archaeologists told him and his wife Miriam they would find nothing. Engineers said their home would collapse. Theo decided to dig anyway. And he found what he says are the ruins of a 2,000-year-old Jewish house.
Over there, we have huge stones from 2,000 years ago, and this place that we are in here now must have been a wing of this huge palace.
Were you surprised when you came upon all this?
Surprised? No, not really. I was told there was nothing here, and I just had this feeling that I was sure that I would find what I was looking for, and I did.
Theo has dreamed of living in Jerusalem since he was a boy, forced to flee Europe with his parents on the eve of the Holocaust during World War II. When he read what the Romans had done to the Jews in Jerusalem 2,000 years earlier, he became determined to make this his home.
The Romans came in and just slaughtered women and children,